Wake up, wake up.
I got the champagne. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Your favorite street plugs are here to deliver. Good morning, good morning. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Champagne Mornings, where we give you a whole lot real early in the morning.
And you might need some champagne.
You guys have been tapping in with us for weeks now. We appreciate it. Y'all coming from the U.S.,
Canada.
France.
And Ghana's tapped in with us too.
Ghana's tapped in heavy with us. We got a little treat for coming to you guys from Ghana soon. So make sure you stay focused on Champagne Morning. Stay tuned in with us, tapping in with us every morning. If you're listening to this not live, we want to remind you that you need to download the app Tune In and search for Street Plug Radio. Make sure you set us as a favorite. Click the heart. Give us all the love. Set us as a favorite, and then listen to us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Also, when you download it, make sure you don't pull a B and hit that X right there.
Hit the X. You do not have to pay for the app. The app is free. You will hear one ad before you tap into the radio show, though, if you choose not to pay.
And not every time. I don't get the ad every time.
I don't get the ad at all because I was a
you
sucker
pulled a B
and I paid. So just letting y'all know you do have some options there. You don't have to pay for that, but you can. But it's not required of you. So just make sure, however you do it, that you tune in to Champagne Mornings. We're going to start this episode with a segment that we do every morning. It's called It's Too Early for This. Key, what you got for us?
Okay, so today's It's Too Early for This isn't about celebrities, unless you consider us celebrities.
What?
Yeah, so I'm at work. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm a server at a restaurant. Ain't gonna put my restaurant out there. Y'all not finna stalk me. And I go to run to this table to drop off their drinks, just helping somebody else out. It wasn't even my table, and it happens to be one of their birthdays. And he's freshly turning 21. So I'm trying to tell this man to tap in with Street Plug so he could link in with us, come to the events and all of that.
Okay.
And he stops me the moment I say Street Plugs. The moment Street Plug comes out my mouth, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know them. You know who B and Key are?" No, I don't know them bitches. I don't know them.
Listen, don't ever
look me dead in my face
and ask you, do you know you?
And my sister.
That don't make no damn sense.
That makes you don't know who B and Key are, Betty.
Obviously.
You don't know.
He probably went home and thought about that later. Like, he was probably trying to picture the face. Like, what made her walk away at that time?
Yeah, because I straight just turned and walked. Like, he was probably confused. I wonder if he figured it out before he left.
Who knows? He ain't say nothing if he did.
I wouldn't admit to that. I'll take that. I'm taking that L quietly, bruh.
Oh, man.
I got another one for you. Superhead, what's her name?
Corinne Steffens?
Yes, Corinne Steffens. She released a list of all the people, some of the people, it's clearly not all, rating them on their size.
She rated each
person?
Not
rating. It's like big, small, good, bad, so-and-so stinks.
Oh, my God. No, you did not add stinks.
She put in there that so-and-so stinks. There was 2 females on it. DeBrad and Missy are on it.
And she said both of them stink?
No, she said that theirs is trash.
Oh. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry. They're good rappers, though.
They're dope rappers. I still thump them. And they're both pretty.
All right. And then in some entertainment news, so Toni Braxton had her luggage stolen or misplaced by Delta.
Stolen.
I don't think they were stolen. I think Delta took them because she got it back
by Delta.
Yeah, she got it back, but when she got it back, all of her jewelry was missing out of it. That sounds like an inside job to me. All her jewelry's missing. She's saying one of them was her engagement ring because she's engaged to Birdman.
Still don't understand that relationship.
Some things aren't for us to understand.
At all. Because I don't understand it at all.
Right. So she's just saying, like, return the engagement ring and we won't ask no questions. That's just what we want. The engagement ring alone. Of course, you know, if you really did that, you're going to jail.
Immediately.
And she better call in that insurance claim. Ain't nobody about to get that back.
If you return that, then it's going to be like when a girl tells her dude, hey, yo, tell me the truth. I won't get mad. Nah, bruh, she already has the truth, and she gonna get mad.
Right. And he gonna lie anyway. So
seriously, she gonna be mad either way.
Facts. Well, today we are going to be listening to... Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to be discussing a book, Danez Smith. So I'm going to get into a song. But before we get into this book, it's going to be Don't Call Us Dead by Danez Smith. And it was an interesting read, for sure.
Definitely interesting of a read.
Facts. So we're going to go ahead and play this song for you. We'll be right back with Don't Call Us Dead by Danez Smith. The name of this song is Work. The name of the artist is Tavation.
Strong shit. Strong. Let's go. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. Yeah. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. Let's go. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. Work. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. Hey. We got the same 24 in a day. Yeah. We got the same 24. Getting paid. Work. We got the same 24. Work. 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 We got the same 24 in a day. We got the same 24. Getting paid. We got the same 24. Work. Work. Yeah. Yeah. What's the word, my nigga? I heard you was waiting your turn. Go. I see that the miles they watching, I'm grinding, collecting the coins that I earned. They say that I'm slow, slurred. Lungs full of smoke, that purr. Young nation shit, I'm grinding on the daily. I just work. I get that I wasted some time. It's nothing but cash on my mind. You niggas be stop watching. Now look at your time, you behind. Ain't that many in a day. By my time, I don't play. Bitches hitting my line, wanna chill. Sorry, babe, I got plays to make. I can't keep making the same mistake. Money don't buy happiness. Being broke will take the smile away. I swear that shit can really happen quick. Fast money be the best. Long money you can rest. If getting a bag of pop quiz, well, ho, I'm passing that test. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. Let's go. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. Hey, we got the same 24 in a day. We got the same 24. Let's go. We got the same 24. Work. We got the same 24 in a day. We got the same 24. Getting paid. We got the same 24. Work. If it ain't about money, you're getting the boot. The only L I'm taking is the loot. Fuck checkers, but I'm playing chess. Love the treasure, but I want the chest. Big talk, small cash. Dog, I really ain't impressed. Fuck all that competition. Some of you niggas is opposition. Fuck how you feel, this shit getting real. I know I make it look easy. To the ones who did me dirty, karma's a bitch, I know you gon' need me. I'm out to the task, my foot on the gas. And when it comes to the cash, don't get in the way, just stay in your lane. I'm too focused on getting paid. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. What's the hold up, little nigga? We got the same 24. Let's go. What's the hold up, little nigga? You need to grind a little more. Hey, we got the same 24 in a day. We got the same 24. Let's go. We got the same 24. Work. We got the same 24 in a day. We got the same 24. Getting paid. We got the same 24. Work.
All right, again, the name of that song was Work by Tavation. And we're going to get right into this book. It was Don't Call Us Dead by Danez Smith. And again, it was a poem book. And I must say, he is a very eloquent writer.
Yeah, he is. His play on words is amazing.
It's vivid. You can picture it as you're going.
And he has different styles. Like, it's not the same poem over and over and over again.
Right, definitely not the same type of poem. And it's so descriptive that you have to actually, like, I read a poem out to somebody and I had to go back and kind of paraphrase what it said and then read it again to them because they weren't necessarily catching what it was that he was actually saying. Like, that descriptive for sure.
Definitely.
It's definitely not a book for the homophobic.
At all.
Now, Dinesh Smith, he is very openly gay on all of his social media, on basically any platform that I've seen him on since I've looked him up after reading this book. Or I guess say during reading this book. When I started reading it, I realized that it was a lot of homosexuality in the book. Now, it didn't bother me, but I will say that when I read the summary of what the book was about, well, maybe, what is it called? Like a snapshot of the book, so to say, out of an article. He was on the top 10 black authors of 2017, and this was the book listed. But it didn't say anything about that, and it was kind of weird when I was reading the book because he actually talks about, the trials of having to hide being gay, but then the article chose not to say anything about that was such a big part of the book when it's such a big part of him,
Right.
That was pretty crazy. So what we did for this book, since it was poems, what we decided to do was basically both pick a couple poems. That was our favorite. We'll let Kiana start this one off.
Okay. So the first poem I picked that caught my eye, it's called Every Day is a Funeral and a Miracle. I'm not going to read the whole poem. It's like 4 pages. We don't need to go through all that.
Right.
But the part that caught my eye was, I'll just read it to you. It goes, "My grandma doesn't know, so don't tell her. If you see her with this poem, burn it, burn her, burn whatever you must. How do you tell a woman who pretends you are just having trouble finding a wife that once, twice daily a man enters you? How your blood smells like hospital graveyard or a morgue left in the sun?"
Oh my goodness.
Again, back on the vivid details.
Very vivid, but I don't think you tell your grandma that kind of thing.
First off, I'm not telling my grandma as a straight woman that once, twice daily anything's entering me, right? That's not a question. Me and little grandma having me and big grandma, Grammy, none of them.
Right. But I mean, obviously she knows. There's no way you're grown and you can be you like he is so openly and her
She
not
doesn't
know.
know. My thing is that he feels like he can't address it. Like, that has to suck. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything I feel like I can't address with at least little grandma.
Right.
So for you to be to feel like you have to hide that side of you from your grandma, that has to be hard. I don't wish that upon anybody.
No, but so many gays actually have to go through that on a daily, and I've witnessed it, having one of my older brothers be gay, and then one of my best friends in high school, and then even my best friend in high school, I was like, he was hiding it. I was probably in denial that he was. I'm like, what? He talks to girls all the time. He was just smashing one last weekend. What are you talking about? He can't be. But for him to feel like he had to hide it, and when I say like one of my best friends, like we did everything together for at least a year straight. Me, him, and my friend Jessica were always together.
That's crazy. That just sucks to think about. Like, people think they can't come out. And then I think I see it differently because, like, our brother, like you mentioned, he's gay. He now lives openly like that. He doesn't care. He's happily married to his husband and everything. And then I grew up with Nye. And she was open for the most part. Once she realized it, we knew it. I seen her backlash, but it never stopped her from being her.
And I mean, at least as far as showing it, she never really showed it a lot, but we were grown to have tough skin too.
That's very true.
And a lot of people go through a lot of things that everybody has to go through, but being gay, you have to go through even more. And then being black and gay, you go through even more.
Yeah, that just sucks. It just caught my eye because, like, your grandma, people's grandmas are their confidants. Like, that's who you go to in your times, and he can't go to his, so to say.
If you can group this book into 2 subjects about what it is, it's about being gay and being black and the persecution that you go through as a black person. A lot of things that you go through as a black person. My first poem that I wanted to discuss was Dinosaurs in the Hood.
I love that title.
I was about to say, you should be
I
able to tell
love
from the title
that title, yo.
that it goes. I'm going to actually read this whole one. It was only about a page and a half on it, but I don't think I can put it any better than he put it. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Let's make a movie called Dinosaurs in the Hood. Jurassic Park meets Friday meets The Pursuit of Happiness. There should be a scene where a little black boy is playing with a toy dinosaur on the bus, then looks out the window and sees the T-Rex, because there has to be a T-Rex. Don't let Tarantino direct this. In his version, the boy plays with a gun. The metaphor, black boys toy with their own lives. The foreshadow to his end, the spitting image of his father. Nah, the kid has a plastic Brontosaurus or Triceratops. And this is his proof of magic or God or Santa. I want a scene where a cop gets pooped on by a pterodactyl. A scene where the corner store turns into a battleground. Don't let the Wayans brothers in this movie. I don't want any racist shit about Asian people and overused Latino stereotypes. This movie is about a neighborhood of royal folks, children of slaves and immigrants and addicts and exiles saving their town from real-ass dinosaurs. I don't want some cheesy yet progressive, smog, sexy, hot dude hero with a funny yet strong, commanding black girl buddy cop film. This is not a vehicle for Will Smith or Sofia Vergara. I want grandmas on the front porch taking out raptors with guns they hid in walls and under mattresses. I want those little spitty, screamy dinosaurs. I want Cicely Tyson to make a speech, maybe two. I want Viola Davis to save the city in the last scene with a black fist afro pick through the last dinosaur's long, cold-blooded neck. And this can't be a black movie. This can't be a black movie. This movie can't be dismissed because of its cast or its audience. This movie can't be a metaphor for black people and extinction. This movie cannot be about race. This movie can't be about black pain or cause black pain. This movie can't be about a long history of having a long history of hurt. This movie can't be about race. Nobody can say nigga in this movie who can't say it to my face in public. No chicken jokes in this movie. No bullet holes in the heroes. And no one kills the black boy. And no one kills the black boy. And no one kills the black boy. Besides, the only reason I want to make this is for the first scene anyway. Little black boy on the bus with his toy dinosaur. His eyes wide and endless. His dreams possible, pulsing, and right there.
I love that poem. The first time I actually heard this poem was not this book, though.
Yeah.
It was a video on YouTube. Somebody tagged me in it. You know, we're into poetry and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's normal to us. And somebody tagged me in it. Didn't realize until the book that it was actually this poem. Like, it was him. I just happened to see it. And he performs it, like, with so much emotion. I love this.
I'm going to have to look that up. Cause
I think I tagged you in it and you ignored me.
I'm pretty sure
you're pretty good at that.
Because I would have watched it. It's poetry.
That's
There's
true.
no way I would have not watched it.
I tagged somebody. Somebody seen that from my tag. But I do. He performs it great. If you want to scroll on my Facebook timeline for a couple hours.
Yeah, I was about to say, listen, as much as you post, I'm on your Facebook, okay? You tag me in a fraction of the amount of stuff that you post, so I know there's way too much.
Yeah, no. I won't even scroll through my Facebook to look through something, so you have fun with that. But it is a dope poem to watch and perform. You hit the key points that he wanted. Hit it, like, for you not to have seen the video, you definitely did it good. I'd say so myself.
Got a little skill there, you know. Been reading out loud since I was 7.
But yeah,
is that around the age the teachers start making you read out loud or something like that?
Oh, when the kids still stutter and they get nervous, something like that. You might start in kindergarten with like cat hat sat.
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know either. But I do love that poem. I like the shots that he throws.
Yeah.
So like they're not even shade; they're straight shots.
Yeah.
He addresses, he says names, and it's real stuff because that's really what we watch. If you put these people in, that's what you get for them. You get metaphors, you get over joked on stuff, like our life turned into jokes, which makes sense, but it's still not what we always want to see.
It actually pains my heart every time I see a movie start off with something similar to the fact that he's saying, like the little boy playing on a gun, because you in your head you already know, okay, this movie is going to lead to this, and you start preparing yourself for, even though you don't know how it's going to get there, you know that that's what's about to happen at some point. He's going to get shot, or he's going to get a gun and shoot somebody.
He's going to somehow his life's
like
ruined.
Tupac.
Please don't get the juice like Tupac. Don't turn on all your friends, my G. You don't need the juice.
Don't need the juice.
Not that way. All right, so the next poem, again, his poems are pretty long. So it's another like 2, 3, 4, 5 page poem.
Yeah.
Let's see where it starts. Sorry. Can't find the name. It's too long.
All right. Well, what did you take out the poems? You can't remember the name of the poem.
It was just these 2 simple little lines. 2 lines. He separated them on purpose. And it goes, prediction. The cop will walk free. Prediction. The boy will still be dead.
Facts is a motherfucker.
Seriously, that's an everyday part of our life at this point. And
it's just so common. And what I tell people, and I really believe this, is none of this is new. You're just seeing it a lot more because of internet and the social media. So you're tired of hearing it, but people are tired of going through it.
And that's very true. It's not like any of this is new. We know this has happened for years. It's just that it's constantly in our face. We can't really escape it if you wanted to. You can't live in denial if you wanted to at this point.
Right. And just recently got a conviction about the one dude, but he wasn't dead. Remember we covered the story of the cop who shot herself to frame the black dude?
Oh, yeah, she got convicted. Right now they're changing, or the new DA we just discussed a couple weeks ago, or last week, I think, where the DA that shot Gene, was his last name?
Yeah, in his own apartment.
In his own apartment. They're trying to change her manslaughter to a murder, which
he said he's going to.
Yeah.
He said that is out of the norm for it to even be considered a manslaughter, that it's definitely a murder case.
But that just shows how we've said, it's crazy because we've been having so much opinions about our segment, Fuck the Police, and this is constant.
Yeah.
Like, it's all the way, the police, the DA, and everyone are working to keep the police, the whole system's working to keep them out of jail and be able to do what they want.
And if you don't follow us on social media, our personal pages, make sure you follow Champagne Mornings morning show on Instagram and Street Plug DJ on Instagram and on Facebook. But on our personal pages as well, we got a lot of feedback about our segment for Fuck the Police. But at the end of the day, that segment is about police brutality.
Right.
Yeah.
And if there were quote-unquote good cops, like you guys claimed, we could speak on that. But since they won't speak up against bad cops, we have nothing to speak on.
And he actually opens, Dennis Smith actually opens up his book with a poem that's, I don't know, about 6 pages long. And in that poem, it's all about, like, the different ways that Black people die. And they wake up in basically what's a new world. And in this new world, you find them in the way that they died. You know, and then you basically just pick them up, brush them off, and hey, this is where we're at. This is our good place. There's no more pain here, kind of story. It was really crazy. It was, yeah. I actually enjoyed that outlook on, and it went back and forth, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my God, I like it. And then I didn't actually notice until the end when he says it, but even in that world, he placed the gays separate from everybody else.
And I just think that's so weird. Like, we can't even imagine a world where there's just harmony all over. You don't gotta be judged for shit you do because it's not affecting anyone but you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even in his utopia, there's still separation.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then the other poem that I picked was what I see as kind of a prelude to that. And this one, he's kind of looking for another world. I'm going to read this one too, because this one's only 1 page, though it is a pretty long one. But again, I can't say it as good as he says it. So if I summarize this for you, it's just going to sound horrible.
Facts.
So this one was called Dear White America. I've left Earth in search of darker planets, a solar system revolving too near a black hole. I've left in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us. My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses every time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir. Take your God back. Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent. I want the fate of Lazarus for Renisha. Want Chucky, Bo, Meech, Trayvon, Sean, and Janila risen 3 days after their entombing. Their ghost re-gifted flesh and blood. Their flesh and blood re-gifted their children. I've left Earth. I am equal parts sick of your go back to Africa and I just don't see race. Neither did the poplar tree. We did not build your boats, though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we fill them too. We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America, her joints brittle and dragging a ripped gown through Oakland? I can't stand your ground. I'm sick of calling your recklessness the law. Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning, when some do not survive to be counted, I count the holes they leave. I reach for black magic and touch only air. Your master magic trick, America. Now he's breathing, now we don't. Abracadabra, white bread voodoo. Sorcery you claim not to practice. Hand my cousin a pistol to do your work. I tried, white people. I tried to love you. But you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river, plump with the body of a boy after girl after sweet boy, and asked, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it that way. Because you put an asterisk on my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl? Because black girls go missing without so much as a whisper of where. Because there are no Amber Alerts for amber-skinned girls. Because Jordan boomed. Because Emmett whistled. Because Huey P. spoke. Because Martin preached. Because black boys can always be too loud to live. Because it's taken my papa and my grandma's time, my father's time, my mother's time, my aunt's time, my uncle's time, my brother's time, and my sister's time. How much do you want for your progress? I've left Earth to find a place where my kin can be safe, where black people ain't but people the same color as the good wet earth. Until that means something. Until then, I bid you well. I bid you war. I bid you our lives to gamble with no more. I've left Earth, and I am touching everything you beg your telescopes to show you. I've given the stars their names, and this life, this new story in history, you cannot steal or sell or cast overboard, or hang or beat or drown, or own, or redline or shackle, or silence or cheat or choke, or cover up in jail, or shoot or jail, or shoot or jail, or shoot or ruin. This, if only this one, is ours.
Powerful.
If only it could be.
If only it could be.
If there was only a place to escape. And just know that you're not going to have to deal with people who are only trying to use you. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, he points out, like, you're not about to be able to use us. You're not about to waste our time. You're not about to have us build prisons and then fill the prisons.
Right. You're not going to keep playing us, bruh. Basically.
But they do.
They do.
Because it's not that world.
If only. If only. You know what line I like out of that?
What?
I bid you well, I bid you war. Tear each other down.
Facts.
To the ground with y'all.
Right. And there's so much more in this book. I definitely think that you guys should take the time out to read it if you like poems.
I see why it hit the top 10 list. Very much so.
Yeah, for sure. We've read some good books so far, but that's our first poem book that we've covered. And for me, poetry is hard. Like, there's not a whole lot of poetry that I enjoy as much as I enjoyed his. I was able to get through that majority of it in one setting.
Yeah, I think what, again, makes his so easy to get through is that it's not... Most people, when they write poetry, they write the same style of poems. They're set in their ways. Mm-hmm. He's not. He'll change the flow of his poem mid-poem.
Right. He definitely showed his range in literacy.
Right. And that's what makes it easy, because if you're reading the same... It's like listening to a rapper who can't change his flow. I don't want to listen to you no more, bruh.
Right. You're going to lose my interest.
And he doesn't, because he changes his flow.
Facts. So we're going to have to meet him. We're going to have to figure it out. Dennis Smith. I don't even know what city he's in, but we're going to find out.
You'll be able to figure that out.
I'm going to find out.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Put your stalking skills to use.
I'm not a stalker.
Okay, we're lying to each other today. I didn't know. I just wanted to know that, you know? You gotta let me know these things beforehand.
What?
You're definitely a stalker.
I'm resourceful.
And you use those resources to stalk people.
You make this sound like I actually stalk people.
You take an Instagram name and find a Facebook in 2 minutes, bruh.
That's normal stuff, like public information,
Instagram name?
social media.
Okay. Whatever you have to tell yourself, okay?
Anyways,
I support you in all dreams.
We're going to ignore her. Okay? We're all I'm saying. As a matter of fact, we'll let you find them. How about that? You want us to meet Dennis
No, we
Smith?
need your stalking skills. I'm just saying, acknowledge what your skills are for.
We'll have to find them at a show or something.
Them.
Catch them live.
We'll just walk to the back like we belong.
That's usually how you get places. Just act like you belong, and people usually don't question you.
Right. The moment you start acting like you're out of place, they gonna notice.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, you belong." Somebody's actually said that to me before one time. Well, it was at our Street Plug Studios, but they were running an event there, or we were running an event there, and I had showed up. The person who was running the event or renting it didn't know me at all, and he was at the front talking to the person he had at his door. And I walked in, and he looked at me. He said, "Oh, you with the house, huh?" I looked at him. I had no idea who he was either. And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "I recognized the walk. You looked like you belonged." And I just thought it was so funny because my mom always said that too. She said, "You walk like you belong, you'll have less questions." And I took that all the way to heart, obviously.
I walk everywhere like I belong. I own this, bro.
Right backstage at the concert.
Right front center. Right front center. What you mean? It's my seat.
Be right here. That's too funny. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get into another song. The name of the song is Victory by Clem Rashad. And if you guys don't know who Clem Rashad is, he is actually a Grammy-nominated songwriter.
I didn't know that.
Really?
And we know him. Like, oh, wow. Shout out to you then.
That's hella funny. Yep. So shout out to Clem Rashad. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about another topic that I wanted to go over. It's called Understanding Your Wealth. We're going to get right into it.
I'ma be gone for a second. I'll be back when I choose to. I'ma be back when niggas rap like they used to. No, I'ma be back when rap sell like YouTube. Niggas only rap to get a view in their YouTube. But you too can make a difference if you choose to. You too can have that man child with your choose to. It's voodoo controlled by the screen that you glued to. Niggas sold his soul, all he got was a new coupe. Sheesh. All he got was a new coupe. Niggas take your life, want your girl and your food too. Push through, thought that we would stop, but we pursued. More money, more problems, big kept it so true. Damn, the devil in my head like shampoo, telling me the shit that I can't do. But God made me stronger than bamboo. I never had to worry about playing two. I knew this shit was meant for me. Knew that one day we was making history. These new rappers goofy, Walt Disney. I'm smoking like a chimney. Look at what this industry has did to me. I just pay them back with a victory. They hate to see you win. They love it when you lose. So I know it hurt their feelings when they see me on the news. Put the ice up on my body. They let me feeling bruised. They judge me like a jury, never walked up in my shoes. Chip up on my shoulder, ego feeling huge. Could've made it to the league. I make so many moves, pay so many dues. I shouldn't have to pay taxes. Bed up on the floor, no frame up in the mattress. These millions take practice, no time for these ratchets. Cause my girl back home looking pretty as an actress. Walked up in the booth, I came out with a classic. You niggas really ain't fucking with me on this rap shit. Had to hurt they feelings. Heard you was the sickest, well, I'm the penicillin. The realest in the building, motivation to the children. Showing we can make it when you make it on your own and nobody else can take it. Neighborhood favorite, feeling like a mogul. Who would ever thought I'm getting money off these vocals? I'm shining like I'm posted. My baby hit the mall, I tell her, tell me what you want, like Mace did Total. A natural born stunner. My future brighter than the summer. It's looking brighter than the summer. They was trying to bring me under. That's when I met Street Runner. And the story begins. That's where the story begins. Hey, that's where the story begins. Yeah. That's where the story begins.
All right. Again, the name of that song was Victory by Clem Rashad. Shout out to him. He's from Tacoma, Washington. And DJ K5, the Street Plug DJs, is his official DJ. He's actually dropping an album soon that's going to be produced by Street Runner.
Dope.
Yeah. So he's making major moves. So getting right into our next topic that we had, understanding wealth. So this actually came from a conversation that I had. I was telling somebody how before I purchased my house, I had actually considered buying a plot of land and putting a manufactured home on it. Manufactured homes are mad cheap. Like, you can get one from $30,000 to $60,000, and $60,000 is a nice size one. Definitely bigger than the house I own right now.
Dope.
Yeah.
And 30 is only about what, your truck?
Exactly. $30,000 for my truck. And I was telling them like that would be cheaper than paying rent, plus I would own the land, and I could probably get enough land to have my house built and then even stay in the manufactured. Or I've known a lot of people, it just wasn't what I was going to do, but I also know a lot of people who actually take their manufactured homes and basically stabilize them and build on and rebuild parts of it to make it into their actual home and not use it for short term. But they felt like that would make me look poor. They were like, why would you do that? That would just make you look poor, like living in a trailer home.
How can owning anything make you look poor? Owning anything. I own this. Can't nobody take this from me. This is mine.
Right,
I can
this
do
is
what
my
I
property. This is my house. There's no landlords, this, that, and next. And I'm like, he doesn't truly even understand wealth. And I even explained to him, like, I'll be paying less than I would be paying for rent. I would actually own this, and I'd be able to stack more money so that I can own more and actually grow my wealth. And he was like, no, I don't think I would do that. I wouldn't want nobody seeing me living in a mobile home. And in
That's
my
so
head, I was
close-minded.
just like, it's very close-minded. You obviously don't understand, finance in general for them to say something like that. But it just, I don't know. I was just like, okay, I didn't argue with them. Obviously, I'm not going to. If you don't understand something at a certain level, I'm not here to force you. But at the same time, it just brought me back to something that me and you, Kiana, have talked about a long time, is like educating people about finance. It's not
Yeah,
something that they learn in school.
And that's what we've discussed multiple times, is how we need to go ahead and start a program and get that in the schools, because these kids don't need to be coming out of high school to start having their own bills and not comprehend what that actually means.
And I definitely didn't. And as I learned about credit and finance, I remember I would talk to my mom and there would be stuff that she didn't even know. And then with that, coming a lot of Black people in general, that's not something, because that's something that has to be taught to you, passed down, because they don't teach it in school. So there's a lot of things that they just don't know, and they can't teach you if they don't know.
Very true. I say the only reason I was in a better place is because I'm the 22nd of 23 kids.
Right.
So there was so many of you guys to mess up and tell me, because had you guys kept that to yourself, I wouldn't know still. But you guys messed up. You would tell me how you messed up, how to avoid that mistake. And though I don't listen most times, when it comes to the money, I'm going to listen. Okay? I'm going to listen.
Right.
So that's the only, I credit you guys 100% to me understanding finance at all.
Right. So just a couple basic things here I wanted to touch on. If you don't know what your net worth is, that is your assets minus your liabilities. So anything you own minus anything you owe. If you pay back every company, if you pay back every person, how much money do you still have left? That's your net worth.
Please don't do that if you're struggling right now. You might hurt your own feelings. I hurt my own feeling trying to figure out my net worth. It's in the negative.
Right. And that's goes into the next thing. And I know mine would be too, because I still actually make payments on my house.
Same.
And I still make payments on my car. But actually, I maybe not, because I haven't checked what my change in equity is for my house. So,
Oh, I know
and
what mine's is.
but for me, you know, this taking all that aside, the way I look at it, and this would not be my net worth because I don't know the true amount of my assets at this point. But I don't want to have to owe nobody at all. Like, I want to get to the point where I'm buying stuff in cash when I want to buy stuff in cash, and if I'm buying it in credit, it's only because it
I want
makes
the
sense
points.
business wise.
Right.
You know, and then that goes into something that we've been doing, and we've encouraged our friends who are also homeowners into doing, is turning your liabilities into assets. And you can do that in so many ways. Like, your imagination is your limit on how you can take a property in a home and actually make money, because you start making money for it, it turns that portion of your liability into an asset.
Very true. And we've discussed multiple ways. You know, if you own your house, rent out a room. Or if you own your car, go ahead and do Uber Eats, DoorDash, or something. Those are some ways you can turn that into a asset.
Or combine it and start some type of home business.
True. Something that brings in some type of income.
Yeah. Or if you have any hobbies, you can definitely turn your hobby into making money some way. Discuss your ideas with people who are like-minded and also are trying to progress, and they might actually help you be able to bounce some ideas and get something going.
And please make sure they're like-minded. Please don't address your ideas with somebody that's only goal in life is to work their 9 to 5, retire, and be done, because they're going to tell you you're wrong and you're not.
And one of the sites, when I was doing a little bit of research on this subject in general for some key points to tell you, that is actually one of the things they brought up, is that the wealthy watch who they associate with. You can't be just around anybody when you're trying to make the right moves. And this has to be true, because there's people who can come in a room and literally change the energy of the whole room.
Whether it be good or bad.
Good or bad. And I'm not trying to have nobody who's going to change. Listen, being an entrepreneur is hard in itself. You're going to have ups, downs, and plenty of times where you want to give up, but you can't. And having somebody who's being pessimistic around you, it's not going to help that situation at all.
It's not, and you can't keep, or people that make excuses. Because then you'll start making excuses with them. If they have an excuse every time you turn around for why they can't make something happen, you don't need them around.
Right. And if you have enough property, another way, like again, putting another home on your property. So like I said, the manufactured homes, you can get a 1-bedroom one for $30,000, you guys, and you can finance them. That's as much as a car payment a month, and you can rent it out for more than twice that.
Very true.
Because it is property. And just look up the laws in your state. For example, in Washington, I know that it would be considered a mother-in-law without having to go through separate zonings, and it can be up to 1,000 square feet.
Most of you guys' apartments aren't even 1,000 square feet. My last apartment wasn't 1,000 square feet.
Not if you're in Washington or Seattle, Tacoma area, if you're in the LA area, if you're not in the country, your apartment's probably not more than 1,000 square feet affordably at all.
At all.
And you can have that on your property at no additional, you probably have additional taxes, but you're going to make so much more on your rental income anyway.
Yeah.
Gardening.
If you garden, tap in with me. Because I'd much rather buy some homegrown fruits and veggies and herbs and stuff than go sit in Winco or Safeway or any of them.
Yeah, I have a friend who makes some seasonings, which she was on our business shout out a few weeks ago. But it's called Avenue South, and she grows a lot of her herbs right in her own garden. And she talks about how relaxing and everything it is as well. So she's doing something that she loves to do, and she's making money off of it. And it's obviously something that she would do anyway.
Right. And I think that's dope. I would love to learn to garden, but my green thumb turns things brown. Not necessarily mine, the animals around me.
The animals?
Yeah, because my dog decides that he wants to find a whole bucket of strawberries instead of telling me he ate it. So now I think my dog's
Oh, your strawberry bush?
Yeah, you knew that was there, bruh?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't know it was there. Didn't realize that bucket had strawberries in it. He went and ate it. He came back with red mouth. I panicked, like, oh my God, what just happened to you? And then I got offended because, nigga, you couldn't share the strawberries? Like, you didn't put me on. You just ate all the strawberries, destroyed my whole brush. I bet they were bomb, huh?
I bet they were.
I was so upset, yo.
That's too funny. And then Robert Kiyosaki. So now, Robert Kiyosaki, he is, if you've heard of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or the Cash Flow Quadrant, he's the author of those books. And basically, he explains how money works in a way. But one thing that he said is change your mindset, you change your life. Turning I can't afford this into how can I afford this?
First off, I love his books. I think I didn't go in order. First one I read was the Cash Flow Quadrant. Yeah, and that one to me even resonated more than Rich Dad Poor Dad. But he's right. Mom's always kind of made us that way. Mom doesn't say, can you afford it? It's, do you want it? If you want something, you're going to make it happen, right?
Facts. And we just had this conversation with a colleague of ours from Street Plugs when we were talking about the property that and how we were going to make some new moves that we're going to make. And he was like, yeah, you know, we're going to be doing that soon. And I'm like, no, we're doing it. Not we're going to be doing it. We are doing it. So we are doing that soon. You know, and it's something that small in a change of words that changes an idea into an affirmation and gives you a goal to set.
Right. I like this. Remember this quote. I don't remember where I seen it, but it was like adding dates to your dreams makes them goals.
Facts.
And that's facts. Add dates to your dreams. Give yourselves deadlines. Give yourself steps. When coming up with Queen's Crown Cosmetics, I had like 4 books of steps.
Yeah, I mean, even before we started Champagne Mornings, we worked on what we wanted to talk about. We worked on just stuff as simple as our logo, our branding, everything. That took weeks to do, but
months.
Yeah, we probably were working on it for a couple months or a few months. But the point is, it just doesn't happen out of nowhere.
You don't accidentally get rich.
Because we knew, you know, we're going to start. We set ourselves a date. We're going to start in October. This is when we're going to do it. And that's what we did. And
we figured out what we needed to get done by October. And when October hit, we was with you guys.
Right. So just real simple things, you guys. Understanding your wealth. Obviously, this is not something that we can teach you over one segment in our show, but we want to put it on your mind to make you think about what you can do to turn your liabilities into assets and better your own life. Think about what you can leave for your children and privileges you can give to those who are in your family just because they're in your family.
True.
You know? So thank you again, you guys. We covered the book Don't Call Us Dead by Dennis Smith. Understanding Your Wealth segment. I'm going to go ahead and play one more song for you, and then we'll come back, do some shout outs for the week and our Black business shout out for the week. So we're going to go ahead and play Take Me Back by Xavier Lawrence.
I'm on his post right now.
You are now tuned in to an Xavier Lawrence music exclusive. You dig? Look, let me take you back ever since a youngin', I've been out here thuggin', hustling and scrambling. 92, my mama had me, then put a bro in the oven. I was running around singing Prince, and I never really thought this music biz would make me rich, but I make these hits now. Let me take you back to when I was really doing nothing but hoping and wishing. Had major talent, had all the women, no ambition, just to give the gab with hella swag. Let me take you back to the beginning, yeah. And when I say back, I mean like 4 flats. You know how to say and go. Shout out to everybody on the east side, from Forest Road way to the Dub. It's all love, baby. Columbia, Georgia to Tacoma, grinding hard till I make it. Haters hating, I know that's why I blow this hydro each and everywhere that I go. You think I'm blind cause my eyes low, I promise ya I see everything and everybody moving around me. Moment of silence for the ones we lost in these streets of violence. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me take you back ever since so young and I've been out here thugging, hustling and scrambling. 92, my mama had me, then put a bro in the oven. I was
feel make me rich. Let me take you back ever since a youngin', I've been out here tussling. I remember fist fights after school, but now these youngins bustin'. What's going on? The young homie just said he saw the judge and he gave him 240 months and it was all for nothing. Damn, 20 years, he ain't even seen life. 20 years seemed like your whole life. 20 years old, I was slinging dough. That's a secret that my family didn't know. Shit, fuck it though. That's a price to pay when you're getting on. Everybody replaying and singing along. But fake niggas gonna be fake niggas. Only real bitches gonna get paper with you. All these niggas trying to do is cross you over. Trust me, I been there and dealt with that. I'm from AZ4 when niggas ain't playing no games. Flex, you might get busted. And trust that, I stayed in my own lane. Created my own way. Plugged in with real niggas across the map. I stayed down, waiting till my album's out. Oh, yeah. Let me take you back. It's been a long time coming. I spent a lot of years in this shit, you feel me? Scrambling 92, my mama had me to put a bro in the oven. Oh, yeah. Let me take you back. I want you to feel every word that I speak. Cause everything that I speak is true. I never really thought this music would make me rich.
All right, again, that was our guy Xavier Lawrence out of Columbus, Georgia.
He is one of our street plug engineers, actually.
Yep, killing the game.
Killing it.
All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you tap in with the street plugs on one of any of our events this weekend. What we got? We got the Black Party tomorrow. Not the Black Party, not the all Black Party, but they have the Black Friday.
That's not tomorrow.
On Friday.
Right.
Black Friday. Okay. And then Saturday, Home Court Advantage 2 mixtape release party. And
that one's supposed to be live. So many performances.
Clem Rashad gonna be there?
Clem Rashad gonna be there.
Yeah.
Y'all want to pull y'all Grammy nominee?
Oh, God. Why is she selling people on the show? Listen, we're going to ignore her, okay? Don't
I will sell all
just
of you
for that.
guys for the highest bidder. And then kidnap you back because I got you like that.
It's Home Court Advantage. That's going to be lit. If you guys don't already know, make sure you find Street Plug DJ. Send us a message. It is at a secret location, as most of our events are. So you have to actually contact us to get your official invite. But we'll make sure to get you up in there to come party with us. Make sure you hit us before we hit capacity.
Facts. And don't just think you can get in, because if you haven't hit somebody and you just show up, you don't have a guarantee in.
There's 13 street plugs. Make sure you find one of us.
If you can't find one of 13, you suck.
Tap the main page and you'll definitely be able to find us. The All Black Party that I was mentioning, the MLK All Black Party, that's on January 20th. It is an upscale event. So, you get a chance to
impress.
You get a chance to dress up and everything and come party. And when I say we party, we party. Okay?
Go find the Street Plugs page. The video from last year is on there. We're turned, tongues out, ass is shaking.
Oh my God. I was about to keep commenting, but I don't even want to go there. Y'all just gonna have to come experience the life. Anything else?
Our Black business.
Okay.
So Black business shout out is Take Charge CC. It's a credit consulting agency. Girl by the name of Tiara Bonds.
Okay.
You can find her on Instagram at Take Charge CC. Standard spelling.
That's perfect. Understanding your wealth. One of the biggest things is having credit. So make sure you tap in with her. Let her get your credit straight.
So you can start owning and not be renting, because renting's no wealth. You can pay as much rent as you want and you still have no equity in that.
At all. And really, you're just hurting yourself, because a lot of people don't realize that they just know that their credit got messed up. They don't know how to get this stuff removed off of their credit. I had bills that I didn't even really owe on mine. I'm like, I don't even owe these people. I literally don't owe these people.
When I tapped into my credit, I found a bill from Comcast from 1997. For those of you that don't know, I was born in 1996, bruh. Like, how, Sway?
Right. It's not possible. So you find out what's on your credit. They'll help you. They'll pull your report. And I've been through credit repair, so I know. And it was a process for sure. But it was more of a process because I'm a very impatient person. Not that it was
difficult,
but I wouldn't have known what to do myself.
You're right, because when I tried for 3 seconds to try and do mine, I immediately decided I couldn't do that and called somebody.
Exactly. So Make sure you guys do tap in with her. Who is she again?
Her
Give
name is
information.
Tierra Bonds. You can find her on Facebook and on Instagram. Both Take Charge CC, standard spelling.
All right. And thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Champagne Mornings. We appreciate y'all.